luxury of self-destruction to be self-aware. Why my mind malfunctions into this reverse? I walk to get a drink from the machine. Why my mind malfunctions? The luxury of self-destruction to be self-aware.
Hey everyone, I'm Jaimme-Lee, 11 Australia's global brand artist, and I cannot wait because today I'm going to be taking you through the really beautiful Effortless hair, done but undone. It's a signature. If you know how I style hair, this is right up my alley. I'm going to give you some tips and some tricks and using some cocktail products that you can use straight on your clients, or more importantly, you can use it on yourself. So I'm going to be taking you through with my beautiful model Ruby, a really effortless style. I also have a wig here as well that I've already wig prepped. And I can just show you some really quick and easy ways that I like to incorporate, not only on my hair, but to my clients as well. So let's get straight into it. As Ruby's hair is beautifully styled, nice and glassy, luxurious, I'm going to take this to a bit more effortless and undone. So the first thing that I love to create is texture within the hair. And when I use the word texture, I'm really mindful exactly what that means. And for me, I'm wanting to create the hair to be a bit more piecier. I want it to have kind of almost that fairy floss kind of look. So when the hair is dry, you can either re-wet it down. If your clients come in with dry hair, what I love to do is create a bit of almost like a prep for your clients. And this is great if you're working on editorials or photo shoots using the I Want Body Volume Foam, which is my favorite. I love to apply this on wet or dry hair. For this instance, natural texture, that undone look. Sometimes we can go too far, or sometimes it can be overdone. So for me, what I really want you guys to get out of today is creating hair that's been done, but it still needs to have that element of undone. So you can already see you're getting more of the pieciness, you're getting more of the undone feel. And now just making sure that you're getting in the back area as well. So I really love to get my hands in there and give it a nice massage, especially if you're working on models that have been walking on runways all day. Now, another favorite product of mine is the Sea Salt Texture Spray. Again, can go in wet or dry, but these two products together are your best friends. They're my prep, they're my go-to. It's something that, you know, when I'm styling my clients in the salon. So I'm gonna go through and just really largely, I'm gonna go through and apply. This is something that I love to finish off with as well. Give it a nice crunch. And then I'm going to go through and just blast the hair. I'm not going to add a brush to it. I'm just going to blast the hair. I want this product to be dried in, especially when the heat mixes with the ingredients. It's going to create that separation. It's going to give you that texture. More importantly, it's going to give you hold as well. A great tip that I can give you is once you've started blasting and you think that the hair is dry, I always grab my styling brush and I want to make sure I brush it through. The thing that I find sometimes is I'll pop my hand in and you can still feel some of the product. So just stop, take your time, give it a good brush, and then again, continue to keep drying. You do want it to be completely bone dry and you want that product to really be, again, completely bone dry. And the reason why is if you go and add a hot tool or there's any clumps of product, it's just going to stick to that. And what you will find is you'll find a little bit of residue on your tools. So just give it a nice brush. And then I can still feel that there's a bit of wetness, a bit of dampness. So I'm going to go through and just continue to keep drying. So you can already still see that the hair is looking really shiny, still really nice and healthy. Even though we've loaded it up with products, it's going to be the perfect prep for me to go through and create that really undone but done look. Now, there are so many different ways to create, for me, hair that looks like hair, but I'm going to give you some really simple tips that you can take, like I said, on your clients. You can do it on yourself. This one I recently learned because, I'm still learning after 20 years of being in the industry. So I can't claim that I made this one up, but it has been a bit of a game changer for me, especially utilizing the products with 11 Australia. So we've copped out the volume foam and the sea salt. Now for me, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my hands. And I think sometimes as hairdressers, we forget that these are the best things that we can use. So before I actually go and put any type of hot tools to create texture, movement, undoneness, I'm going to go through and create some sections just using my hands. But I'm also going to be using the I Want Body texture spray. So for me, this is a really great product before putting any type of heat on the hair when I'm going through and styling. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how I'm going to create it. Now, remember, this is really effortless. It's really beautiful. I want it to almost be like, she's woken up and her hair's just that really beautiful kind of undone. For me, it's like very Parisian. It's, they wake up and their hair's really beautiful. So I'm going to go through section by section and then I'll pin it up, but I will show you exactly how I do it. Through the front section, I'm going to separate this in half. Now, depending on how much thickness you have with your client, you might want to do this in 3, you might want to do this in more. It just really does depend. So have a look at the hair and see how much you can put in, and then you can decide. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to zigzag. And the reason why I'm going to zigzag my sections instead of being straight across is purely because I find that if you just go through and create straight lines within the hair, what tends to happen is exactly the way your sections have is exactly the way the hair is going to sit. Now, hair doesn't sit like that. I'm going to just really roughly create a bit of a zigzag section. Now, I'm going to spray the I Want Body texture spray first onto the hair. And using your hands, we're going to alternate them depending on where we are at the hair. So you're going to grab your hair. Now I'll use this side so you can see. You're going to grab your finger almost like a hook, right? You're going to grab the first one and you're going to loop it in. So if you can see, we've got almost like a little loop. Now, depending on the length of the hair is going to be depending on how many loops you do. So I'm going to go in again with my hook. I'm going to loop it. And we're going to try and get one more right in here. Let's go again. So hook, one loop, hook, another loop. So now you have two loops. I'm going to clench my hand down so it's really nice and firm. I'm going to use my blow dryer and just tell me if this is too hot. I'm just going to put the temp down and the speed down. And in your hand, you want to warm this hair up. So making sure it's not too hot for your client. And all you're doing is setting those loops. So it's going to give that really natural texture. Now, if it was a client, depending on the time, I would probably let this drop straight away. But because I really want to showcase and show you the whole head, I'm just going to be using our surfboard clips. And I'm just going to pin that straight onto the root area. And then I can come back to it. It's going to give it just time for it to sit, which then when we take it out, it's going to be really beautiful. We're just going to randomly pick up sections. Perfect. Applying the I Want Body texture spray. And now we might do the opposite way. So you're getting that kind of alternating curl. So we've gone this way, we're going to go the opposite way now. So you're grabbing your ends, you're grabbing your hook, and you can see that you've got a really nice loop there. In again, loop, So you have these two really beautiful circles. We're gonna put it right in our hands and we're gonna get our blow dry again and set it. Beautiful. And then I'm going to do this in two. So, because this is the front section, we're gonna separate it. Apply the I Want Body Texture spray. And we're gonna do this one the same as that one, and then we're gonna go the opposite way. So holding the hair, your hook, 1, 2. And I'm gonna leave these ends out. Clamp the hair down using your blow dryer. Perfect. Do the opposite way. 1, 1. Leave the very ends out. And press. Not too hot. So now we've done all of that side. I'm going to go through and do the other side. And then through the back, you'll do the exact same. You'll separate them into two, and I'll show you exactly once I'm done. Depending on how much hair they have, you might have more sections, you might have less sections. But again, you want it to be really effortless and undone. So don't try and do the exact same sectioning on each side. It will then start to look almost too like symmetrical on both sides. So again, we're going to pop up the section. I'm going to use my hand and hook once. If I can get another one, great. But if not, I'm going to stick with just the one. Leaving those ends out. And then I'm going to grab my blow dryer. Perfect. And you can see once you get the hang of it, you can be really quick at this. So it's something that you can teach in salon if you're on location or editorial, or you really don't have much power or time. This is a really great technique to use. And then just pinning up the root area. Now that I've finished all of my settings, I am going to just do a handful at the top so you can see, and then I'm going to go through and spray the I Want Body Texture spray as it's sitting, and then we're going to take these out. Then I like to kind of look at it, see how it's feeling. Then I'll use either my blow dryer or my tongue, which is really important. So again, I'm just going to do just this top section, but it gives this a chance for the front to sit and hold. So depending on the length of the hair will be determined on how many loops you can get. If you're wanting to keep the ends a little bit straighter, you may only get 2 or 3. With Ruby's hair, some have been 3, so some have been 2. It just really depends. I think just always keep in mind what your end result is. I think sometimes we forget that when we're so busy that what we're trying to create is a really effortless undone. It's not symmetrical. It doesn't all go in the same way. So keep that in mind. So now we're just going to go through and take out your surfboard clips. And this is where you really need to use your eye. You can instantly see how we've got a curl without a curling tong, a straightener, or even a brush. We've just used our hands, which is pretty amazing. So then just using your hands, you're starting to see exactly where the hair is sitting, what needs to be tweaked. For me, I'm feeling that it's a little bit too flat through this top area. So all I'm going to do, because I've got all that product in, and with the heat, it's going to bring that product back to the surface. So we're just going to lift the hair up, and you're going to push it to create more of that volume through the root area, just so it doesn't sit so flat. And because I know that I've done my prep work, I've applied the right products, every time I add heat, it's really creating almost that hair to be molded. Now, can you see the difference from this being really, really flat, and this is instantly giving you some root lift and that really effortless kind of done hair, like she's just woken up and it's like this. So we're going to continue to keep working the root area. And I still haven't applied any brush or hot tools yet. Again, we're just going to pick up this top section and push the hair. It's already looking beautiful. Now, this is where your eye starts to come in and where you can create. So for me, see this area, how it's looking really, really almost too curly for what I would like. So I'm going to pick up this hair. I'm going to use my blow dryer and push down in areas. And then again, I'm going to pick this area up, push the hair in, and almost create an indent exactly where I need it to be. That simple technique right there is something that's super easy and convenient for your clients. If they wake up and they're just feeling that one is sitting maybe just not where they need it to sit, you're just grabbing up the blow dryer and you're creating indents into the hair. So you're almost just pushing the hair into exactly where you want it to be. Now this is amazing. You could flip this, you could play around with this. It's creating almost that perfect effortless hair that's been done but not done. Now, I want to take this to the next level, and I want to show you a couple of things that I would do just to make this look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more undone. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my big tongue, but I'm not going to use it in a way that maybe you think I'm going to use it. So I think when we think about effortless hair, it almost needs to be a curl, but for me, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up pieces where I think maybe need a little bit more either movement or like undoneness, and just kind of pick up the hair and using it, come forward so I can see you. I'm going to push down almost like you've done with your blow dryer, and then you're going to just create ripples within the hair, but it doesn't need to be the whole way, because all you're wanting to do is pick up the pieces where you feel need a little bit more love. So for me, I look at this. This is really beautiful. It's sitting really nice and soft. I'm just going to pick up and open up her face a little bit more and just create that cheekbone up a little bit more. Yeah, beautiful. And I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. So again, I just want to open up her face slightly, but I want to come back in. And then I just want to create a little bit more softness through there. And again, just using your tools in almost like different ways. Creating ripples, creating softness wherever you feel sit. Then using your hands, having an eye and just seeing what you need to tweak. Yeah, beautiful. Now, there's a couple of ways you can finish this off. If you're wanting it to be more piecier, a bit more, I guess, undone, you could go through with your sea salt texture spray on dry hair and you can create more softness, which is really beautiful. However, what I like to do, and I know it's not utilized in this way, but I like using the Miracle Hair Treatment, and I'm going to apply it even though I've styled my hair. It's going to create more of that kind of nourishment, that conditioning, but almost like she's just washed her hair, she's applied the Miracle Hair Treatment, she's walked out and the sun has let it dry naturally. That's for me how I like to create hair. So I'm going to apply the spray into my hands, work it all the way in like a moisturizer, and I'm going to go through, and you can instantly see it's still giving you that beautiful styled undone hair. But for me, this is just incredible. I just love how it finishes the hair off. It's done, it's undone, but you're utilizing product in a way that you wouldn't think about it. That looks amazing. Perfect. Gorgeous. Amazing. So before we finish up, I'm just going to grab my wig and I'm going to show you that tip a little bit more in depth. So this way you can take this away, you can practice it and see it a little bit more closer as well. So we're going to grab this front section. We're going to use the I Want Body Texture Spray. And we're going to do our hooks. Okay, so you guys can see. So hook, one loop. Yeah, that's heaps better. And we're going another loop and we're going to leave those ends out. And then in your hands, you can see that it's a nice little loop, and then you're going to grab your blow dryer. Now, depending on how you loop your hooks is depending on how the curl is going to sit. So when you drop it, you can see that this is going to be on the face. Really beautiful, right? And then we'll do the other side. Sorry, babe. Perfect. So grabbing the hair, finger in, loop, and we'll do one more. And then you're going to put it into a perfect little package and heat up the hair. And then you pull it out and it's beautiful, effortless curl. And then if you needed to, you can go through and smooth out wherever you see fit. But I just really wanted to show you that nice and close because you can really see how just using your hand, you can create texture and movement. So I really hope that you took a lot away from today. I have utilized almost an array of different products in the 11 Australia range. For me, I love, like I said, creating hair that looks done but undone, and I think 11 Australia products for creating that effortless hair is the best products for me. So I hope you've learned a lot, and I can't wait to see all the looks that you create. So I'll see you soon. Bye.
The luxury of self-destruction to be self-aware. Wow, my functions into this reverse. Smile, I walk to get a drink from the machine. Wow, my functions. The luxury of self-destruction.